to see you,
Oh
man.
my gosh. This is a thrill to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Come on, you almost did it.
No, I almost did.
Almost gave us
I was waiting on him.
No, I seen you do it, man. Usually, I can't mess with that.
They said you were going to challenge me when I came.
At the end of the segment, who knows what could happen?
Did you see his face just there? He was like, we're on the line of scrimmage right now.
Yeah, you challenged me, and I was like, yeah, let's go.
We were on the line of scrimmage right there.
But you know,
I like it.
But you know, you were born and raised in South Carolina.
Yes.
And your name is Chadwick.
That's right.
It's never Chad, right?
Sometimes.
Who gets to call you Chad?
Close friends. I always know just by the way people say my name, whether they know me or not.
Right.
Like if I'm walking down the street and I hear somebody say Chadwick. Sometimes you know me and sometimes you don't. If you say Chad, definitely it's a friend most of the time.
What if you say Wick?
That's a very close friend.
Well,
it's like you, because nobody calls you Mike.
No.
Everybody calls you Michael.
Only when they're mad do I get called Mike. That's
Really?
it. Yeah.
When people are upset with me, they call me. My family members are upset. They call me Chadwick. My mom was Chadwick Boseman. Yeah.
Both names.
Yeah.
That's when you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know, you are the king of the biopic, man. I mean, biopic. Jackie Robinson, James Brown. Now you're gonna play Thurgood Marshall.
That's right.
They're like, what is the pressure? I can't imagine the pressure to play a real person.
It's more pressure, I think, to play a real person than to play a superhero, actually, because you have to answer to family members and band members if it's James Brown, and you know, it's I think you feel a certain responsibility to be true to history and to the facts, and you know, some things, you know, people don't want certain things to come out, but you have to show part of it, and then sometimes they realize you needed to do that. There's a lot of things that are different when you play a real person.
Yeah. But I would assume, too, also when it comes to comic books, the fans of the comic book series are also very, they're so passionate, right? So it's also equal pressure.
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar. But you don't have to answer, I don't have to answer to the Queen of Wakanda. Right now. It's a different thing.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know, we got to take a quick break. And when we come back, I know you got to wear like the suit to play the superhero, but I heard you got to put yourself in like this Zen state. And we're going to talk to you about that when we come back, because I want to see how you do that. We'll be right back.
Is that the first time you've seen that?
No, I've seen the movie. I've seen it.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious though. How did you win this role? What went into that process?
Win? I don't know if the word is win. It was some weird sign, sort of, that it was gonna happen. I mean, maybe like a year before it occurred. I had been thinking about the character, because that's what actors do. You think about characters you might want to play. And I got in a conversation with, you know, the security on set for this movie called Gods of Egypt in Australia. And we didn't even really talk about Black Panther at all. But he had them put the first issue of Black Panther, his original issue from when he was a kid, in my trailer, and wrote a note and said, you're gonna get this role.
Oh my God.
And there was no signs that Marvel was even gonna do a Black Panther movie or even bring the character into the universe. And I was like, okay, you know, sort of put it out of my head, and then it just sort of became this thing that built in my head that, you know, maybe this could happen. Started researching the character more, and I was on the set. I was on the red carpet, actually, in Zurich for Get On Up. And my agent called me, and the weird thing about the call is that I didn't even have an international plan on my phone until that day. That day I woke up and something said, I guess God said, you need international on your phone. You never know who might call you. And I put it on my phone that day.
If not, you'd be like, could you hurry up, because this will cost me $5 a minute.
And so my agent called me when I was on the red carpet. He said, Marvel wants to talk to you. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah. I said, I'm on the red carpet. He was like, well, you get off the red carpet. Because they want to talk to you.
Marvel wants to talk to you. Wouldn't you be like, Marvel who?
Like Marvel. And so I did the red carpet. I got off and got in the car and drove around because it was a secret conversation. And they basically were like, hey, we heard there's this character that you're interested in.
Wow.
And heard from who? You know, and they were like, you know, if it's the character we think you're interested in, would you be interested in playing it? And I said, if it's the character I think you're talking about, yes. And I didn't know whether they were talking about Popeye the Sailor Man, but I was like, yeah, anything you do, I'm good with.
Maybe the security guy told him.
But maybe he did.
You know what? I'm liking the security guy more and more.
I think it. Hey, yeah. Charles Carter's his name.
Charles Carter. All right.
So, yeah, I think, you know, there's a casting director by the name of Sarah Finn. I think she had a sense of it somehow. But yeah, it was definitely one of those eerie blessings.
Well, we're glad you were blessed with it, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The movie is Captain America: Civil War. It opens in theaters IMAX this Friday, May 6th.